South Carolina led by Dawn Staley, and Notre Dame led by Niele Ivey. And here we go for the very first time in Paris. We have NCAA basketball. And right away, you see Anna DeWolf trying to sell that had last hit South Carolina. She knocks it out of bounds. A decorated player at Fordham makes the jump to Notre Dame and starts right away.
You see Notre Dame starting out in a zone defense, especially because they're giving up size to Cardoso inside. Expect them to play a lot more zone.
Oh, taken away by Hidalgo. We saw Drea detail the steals. As Hidalgo gets fouled on the attack and will shoot two. I was saying we were hearing from Drea about the defense as well in the exhibition game. Photographer was.
For Hidalgo, yes, talking about how she can turn defense to offense, pushes the ball quickly the other way, fearless, gets to the free throw line as well.
In the corner, Bree Hall a little too strong on a three, and the weak side board to Hidalgo. Hidalgo tries to fit it in a tight space. It's out of bounds off of South Carolina. Dawn Staley, the premier figure of the South Carolina program, 16 seasons, has won at least 25 games in 11 of the last 12 years. Saw so much talent leave, that freshie class, they called him, who dominated for 4 years at South Carolina. Now many of them in the WNBA. And Dawn Staley talked about how much she's liked the feel of this new group, especially recently, saying we're starting to feel like a team, look like a team, sound like a team. Meanwhile, speaking of liking your squad, Niele Ivey told us what she loves about this group is that they are bringing a competitive culture that normally she has to set the tone for. She said right now it's coming from the players, though, and she really likes what that portends for the season. Corner three won't go for Jenna Brown, and the rebound to Notre Dame.
A really nice box out by Watson. It's got to be important for Notre Dame to corral the boards and to hit those box outs first.
Hidalgo can't hit the three. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Last hit Hall. Going to stay right here with Notre Dame. Said probably will be a better shooting team as well, as Maddie Westbeld nails the long jumper. A 5-0 start for Notre Dame. Here's Cardoso, trapped, held up, and possession arrow belongs to the Irish.
Really nice job by Notre Dame.
Here's DeWolf. Back to Westbeld. Westbeld turns the corner, can't serve it in. Rebound hits the floor. Cardoso couldn't grab it, now does. Gets it off to Paopao, the Oregon transfer, who has brought immediate leadership for Dawn Staley's team. That jumper is good. Raven Johnson, the sophomore.
Nice job by Johnson to get the ball, one dribble, pull up, get herself into good solid range.
Hidalgo off to Citron. Citron pivots inside and squeezes it in off back iron. Certainly Citron said she was very happy to be back off the ball this season. Last year had to take over the point guard duty. Still in that zone. Chloe kicks it out. Paopao connects on a three.
And that's one of the big differences for South Carolina this year from a season ago, is they have a player who shoots a great percentage from three. Paopao, 42% a season ago from three, and took 48% of her shots from there.
Here's Hall swooping through, got bumped, gets the whistle. Foul be on Citron, and free throws for Bree Hall. And last year, only 18.6% of their field goal attempts were from three. That was 353rd of the 361 Division I teams. So Paopao certainly going to change that this season, along with some of the other shooting that South Carolina has brought in.
Yeah, they simply dominated the paint against almost every opponent a season ago, so they did not need a lot of three-point shooting.
Rejected Kamilla Cardoso with the block.
Cardoso averaged 2 blocks per game a season ago. You see her move her feet and really smart. Just hand up in the air, knows that she's got the length to block pretty much any opponent.
Citron gets clobbered and lays it in.
Nice little pump fake from Citron to get Johnson in the air, but then both of them go down hard. The versatility of it, she's had incredible toughness and confidence since she was a freshman. You talked about a season ago.
Paopao draws 3 off the kicks. Johnson will fire and hit. How about the confident stroke from Raven Johnson here early? Here's Hidalgo. Shimmies, takes, and banks.
Going over the long arm of Cardoso.
We heard Neil Ivey tell Holly Rowe on the pregame show about Hidalgo as Kitts gets fouled. Checking out is Hidalgo. Hassan Prosper in off the bench for Notre Dame as well. See Chloe Kitts, number 17 recruit in the ESPN W100 for 2023. She checks out along with Raven Johnson. Here's Citron using the screen. Will pull, can't hit. Long rebound taken on the run by Fulwiley. Fulwiley dumps it inside. Cardoso the catch and the finish. A 14-12 South Carolina lead midway through the first quarter. Westbeld has shown a feathery touch in this first. Here's Fulwiley. Short on a 3, knocked out of bounds. Looked like Westbeld might have hit it, but they'll say Notre Dame basketball.
Yes, one of the best gifts you can give to those three-point shooters is a big who draws double teams.
Right, it's a reciprocal relationship. Here's Westbeld, not that time, her first miss, and Cardoso flags down the rebound. A 15-14 Notre Dame lead, good action early on in this first quarter. Season opener, first NCAA game ever in Paris as Fulwiley. Nice move, then gets rejected. You see the three-point shooting for South Carolina a season ago, 170th in D1. The Wolf didn't take it. Hidalgo will. And hit from 3.
She did not hesitate. As soon as she caught that ball in her scoring pocket, that thing went up.
The number 5 recruit in the 2023 class. Cardoso turns, draws 2. Hall can't knock down the 3. Offensive rebound and the putback from Sanaya Fagan.
Outstanding rebound. She went up and it was able to corral. It's just so odd to see all the a team of South Carolina uniforms not with Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah,
and that was we had 4 years of that.
Gotten so used to it. Here's Paopao off the steal. And the finish. Hidalgo, a deep one. Is good. Hannah Hidalgo, a confident freshman. Is it just me, or do these teams look remarkably sharp? For first game, you're in a foreign environment, literally.
It's incredible to me that both of these teams are shooting at least 50%.
Yeah, as Paopao floats it in. 7 points for Te-Hina Paopao. Here's Hidalgo into the corner. Catch, fire, off the mark for Prosper. And Paopao the rebound. Shakes around, dishes, what a drive and kick. Hidalgo cuts through and lays it in. How about Hidalgo and Paopao going back and forth? Underneath Cardoso using the size, threw it up with too much velocity. Notre Dame basketball. Hidalgo wheeling into the paint again, gets fouled. It was interesting too, talking earlier with South Carolina and them talking about the leadership that Paopao showed right away. Dawn Staley talked about the importance of that for this group after all the players they lost last year. And then even talking to Fulwiley and saying Paopao has instantly been the leader in the voice. Watkins with the shot clock turned off, trying to force the action, and why not if you can grab a layup like that. Fagan making an impact. 8 points for Sanaya Fagan in this first. Hidalgo has to get it off. She does. Can't hit. And that'll do it for the first. The freshman Hidalgo with 13 to lead the way for Notre Dame. MiLaysia, the head coach of the Fighting Irish. Johnson gives it up to another Johnson. Raven can't hit it. Oh, athletic rebound from Bree Hall keeps it alive for Tessa Johnson, who is a big-time three-point threat. We talk about the infusion of shooters for South Carolina. Shot clock down to 7 here. Watkins. Knocked away by Hidalgo. Another steal. Beautiful feed. Citron in transition. Finishes.
I mean, Hidalgo has been absolutely outstanding.
Wanted their players to take in more than just practice while they're here. And as Johnson misfires, although MiLaysia joked with us, she said, they've been so spirited about practice here as well. I told them, hey, make sure you keep that when we go back home, too. Hidalgo has it knocked away. Great hands by Fulwiley. The no-look pass to Johnson, who lays it in. Some impressive early minutes from MiLaysia Fulwiley.
Notre Dame has been intentional about trying to involve her in on-ball screens. Don't see it there.
Hidalgo throws it away. Johnson in transition, banks it in. Raven Johnson up to 9. Came back last year. Going to be asked to do a whole lot more this year for the Gamecocks, and looking good early as Watson travels.
Push in transition, find open teammates, attack the paint.
Yeah, whistle on the floor. Men's college basketball, Auburn and number 20 Baylor, Tuesday at 9 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Cardoso gets fouled.
And finally, because she was tall, one of the coaches said, hey, why don't you start playing basketball? She said at first she didn't love it, but now she has really fallen in love with the game. So all these years later, how cool was it that she helped lead Brazil to a gold medal at FIBA this year, upsetting the United States?
Very cool. And obviously Cardoso, a big-time draft prospect for the W, as Watkins hooks in the putback, and South Carolina takes a 4-point lead.
Early in this game, Notre Dame had done a really nice job taking care of the defensive glass, and South Carolina has now gotten some second chance points by attacking the O boards.
Here's Hidalgo using the screen from Westbell. Off to Prosper. Prosper spinning, dishing, Marshall hitting. Johnson guarded by Citron. Dumps it in, Cardoso can't bank it home. Anna Wolf, the transfer from Florida. Will put it up, then off. Marshall the rebound. Shovels to Prosper. Prosper gets denied. Fulwiley and Cardoso both there. Here's Fulwiley weaving and laying. Westbell into the corner. Prosper a 3 off the mark. Rebound saved, but right to South Carolina, and here comes Paopao. Fulwiley. Inside, there is the height advantage for Cardoso as Paopao lobbed it into her. It's an 11-2 South Carolina run and a 6-point lead. DeWolf misfires on the jumper, and Cardoso another rebound.
Cardoso is no longer coming out of the paint.
Fulwiley a 3. Banks it in. Westbell went up and down. Here's Paopao. Taken by Hidalgo. 2-on-1. Hidalgo races in and finishes through the contact from Fulwiley. 15 for Hidalgo. Wow, Fulwiley! My goodness! A show-stopping highlight! You're going to see that one all season.
Maybe I'm adding another level to it, but it almost looked like she faked the pass to Cardoso before she went for the reverse layup. Impressive on all accounts.
It was amazing, and she was so sweet speaking with her earlier, getting ready for her first collegiate game. As Bree Hall knocks in the 3. Now to Anna DeWolf. DeWolf has it knocked away. Fulwiley able to save it. doing it on the defensive end as well. 12-point South Carolina lead now. Paul trying to find an angle, does. Layup is good. Chloe Kitts a chance for three. Kitts completes the three-point play. Prosper, pull up, no good. South Carolina's had Notre Dame's had a hard time scoring against South Carolina at the end of this second quarter. Watkins finds Kitts right in the center of the lane. 7 seconds left in the first half. Hidalgo had an impressive first quarter. Hidalgo will take and get the roll to end the opening half. 17 for the freshman Hannah Hidalgo, but it's South Carolina who leads by 15. A few minutes into that second quarter, South Carolina really took control. They outscored them 24-8 in that second quarter. Rebecca, what do you need to see from Notre Dame to shrink this deficit?
They need to do a similar job that they did early on the defensive glass, not giving second looks. It's a really nice pass from Hidalgo inside. And they got to get back in defensive transition or score so that South Carolina can't get out and run or not turn the ball over.
See, the turnovers, the difference is only 2. Notre Dame had 8 in the first half. South Carolina had 6. But South Carolina has 10 more points off of turnovers.
And that was something Dawn Staley talked about earlier with us, feeling like this group would be a much better team in transition. And we are seeing a lot of excellence in transition early as Westbeld couldn't save it to her teammate after the steal. On the spin, Paopao lays it in. The Oregon transfer.
We saw Notre Dame extending full court pressure after the free throw. It looked like they were going to get a steal out of it.
Johnson pulls up, can't hit. Rebound underneath Cardoso and a whistle.
Shots up, she's trying to get in there. Cardoso does a really good job getting the inside position.
Third foul on Watson. A little floater from Paopao won't go. Cardoso, just impossible to stop.
Reminiscent of the Final Four game against Iowa where nobody could box around. She's just reaching over, getting offensive boards and finishing.
She was South Carolina's best source of offense in that game. It's Hidalgo. Here's Paopao. Hidalgo got over the screen. Johnson dumps it in. Cardoso, good position, and the reverse.
And in the man, you're going to have to send a double team because you just don't have the size to stay with Cardoso.
Hidalgo turns on the Jets, gets fouled.
My favorite part of Paris
has
been when the top of the hour when the Eiffel Tower twinkles.
That really is lovely.
It's pretty spectacular.
And it twinkles for 5 minutes. So
yes.
If you think you missed it right at 7 o'clock, well, no. You get there at 7:01, you're still going to see that twinkle.
Is that a poor touristy answer? Which
I don't
your
think
favorite
so.
part of Paris?
I don't think so. I like the berets. I'm a fan of the berets. I just love walking this city.
Yes.
Stop in a cafe, have a coffee or a champagne, enjoy a little people watching. We almost didn't come to the second half. Inside, Cardoso lays it in. For Cardoso's off to a great start, making 11 for Cardoso. As Westbeld can't finish. Johnson. South Carolina really has been going to Cardoso with great intention here to begin this second half. And again, and Niele Ivey needs a timeout.
From the middle of the floor. That is a tough angle to make the pass. There's no help side, but there's also no real angle. But the advantage
Raven Johnson able to deliver it perfectly to her.
Hidalgo.
Even if you have great position, she's proven Cardoso has that she can get the O board.
Johnson lobs it inside to Cardoso.
6'7" friend for a long time.
A lot of reps. And you are seeing the chemistry manifest. That's Cardoso.
Dawn Staley wants Cardoso to do more is look for her mid-range jump shot. Well, she hasn't really needed that today. She's owning the interior.
Including on the defense. Certainly be a team who's playing in the national championship game this year.
This has been a fun, fast-paced game. That one will be as well.
6th block for South Carolina. Paopao. Off to Fulwiley, back into the game. Oh my goodness, to Paopao for the finish. Talk about earlier, because she has not been shy at all, saying publicly, this is a general. Notre Dame was able to score efficiently in the first. They have struggled since. Here's Hidalgo, the hesitation and a denial. I believe that's block number 4 for Cardoso. Westbell rattles in. Johnson, a 3 is short. And the steal for Wiley, gives it up. Cardoso puts it in. I understand why Dawn Staley is so excited about this team. Because you would think a group that had such continuity and connectivity playing together for 4 years, and, well, looks like they may not skip a beat.
Has the confidence to go in there, and then Cardoso says, why?
Yeah. Hidalgo adjusts, can't finish. Cardoso another rebound, able to keep her feet in bounds. Spring Paopao down the floor. The finish is good from Ashley. Watson hands it off to Wolf, stops, and gets fouled.
Is there a prize?
You know, we do have a little Alfac stuffed animal duck here.
We do.
Yeah, you don't want to take a stuffed animal away from a child. 67-44 lead for South Carolina. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. See Notre Dame in that zone. Watkins turns, can't hit. Gives it back to Hidalgo. The freshman has been the one consistent scoring thread for Notre Dame in this game. In the corner, Citron nails the 3. Quiet so far today, but gets that one to drop.
But those are really the only open looks that Notre Dame has gotten, are the ones from deep, and they're going to certainly need to make some of those to cut into this lead in the fourth.
Oh, nice dish. Hidalgo got it to Watson, couldn't finish. Shot clock turned off. Johnson wants the opportunity in transition with Fulwiley laying it in. (72-47). South Carolina in front. And a whistle here. Fulwiley called for the foul. Notre Dame in the bonus.
And the passion that they have in Europe for women's basketball. So they got this event put together. So many South Carolina fans are here. It's just really impressive to see what they've built.
Yeah, it is. These programs, their fan bases, and everything about this experience, first class. As the layup is good at the buzzer. Sanaya Ja.
As active as she has been blocking shots, to only have 2 fouls. She's done a really nice job of making sure she doesn't put herself in a position. Here she goes again to get the foul.
Citron fakes, fades, can't hit. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. So no definitive timetable as to when she will be back, but she is obviously trending in the right direction. Oh, nice dish inside. By the way, for those of you wondering, we will get the Alfac trivia answer very shortly. Hidalgo, lob it in. Watson, deep catch, draws 3, gets blocked. Watkins and Cardoso there. Raven Johnson blistering into the paint, banks it home. All right, let's answer Alfac. The Alfac trivia question answer: last season, 4 teams finished in the top 20 in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Who were they? Giving you a moment so you can re-rack your brain.
You make sure she knows it's from me.
From Auntie Rebecca. Watkins. Forsberg. Angelica Suffren. Done a really nice job here. As the majority of those fans, South Carolina fans, although Notre Dame with a really good showing as well. Marshall. Rattles in the jump. Stood up by Hidalgo, and the turnover. Hidalgo has forced a few steals today. Hidalgo up under home. Nothing but net. The network's basketball rap show. ACC Network College Basketball. Monday is starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. His twin sister, Flynn and Marnie, and your daughter, Siobhan, taking in the game. A fashionista. Oh, that little 9-year-old. My hamstrings are killing me because I was chasing them through parks yesterday.
The synergy
You chase two 9-year-olds for hours. Layup is good.
I play for Dawn Staley, but think of that relationship going back to 7th, 8th grade, and MiLaysia just has the trust of her head coach.
That relationship has been forged over a long period of time, Holly, and I'm pretty sure she's going to have even more trust after this debut. Oh, on the steal, Johnson gets it to Hall, who lays it in. 54. South Carolina in front of Notre Dame. 6:15 to go in this fourth. Marshall space up. He is good. South Carolina team has looked in this game, Rebecca. Notre Dame has a lot to be excited about this season. We talked about Miles, when she will potentially come back. But here's Citron. Short on a three. Rebound Prosper. Flips it up and off. Snared away, but right back to Prosper, who lays it in by Sanaya John. Down the floor, Johnson finds Fagan.
They corral the ball. The first thing they're doing was looking down the floor to see who's running.
And a steal by Ja. They have 24 fast break points and 2 more. Fulwiley just 9 times. Foul here against
Rebecca, I remember you talking about a WNBA team. I believe it was Asia Wilson who slowed up in transition to create a screen the exact same way Sanaya Fagan just did. She slows up running to create that window for MiLaysia Fulwiley to finish. They play together in transition as well.
It's so important for everyone to just look to run, and this is a team that's clearly in good shape. They're conditioned to do this for the full 40 minutes. I mean, every team that has South Carolina on their schedule the week or a few days preceding the game is going to be working on defensive transition drills.
Well, one of the things that Dawn Staley talked about earlier, she gave a lot of credit to their head of sports performance, Molly Botetto. You can actually see Dawn wearing a shirt that says "Body by Botetto" because she is so happy with the way her team has come along when it comes to their conditioning, their growth muscularly, the way they are prepared now to start this season compared to the way they were when they started at South Carolina at the beginning of camp. Fulwiley gets fouled. Holly?
Well, the impressive thing about this freshman shooting free throws right now, MiLaysia, is that they have a program called Iron Gamecock, and only 2 players were able to achieve that this year. They keep track of everything from speed, lifts, running, power, all these numbers through a course of weeks, and you get 10 points or 0 points. And MiLaysia Fulwiley was one of those 2 players that got Iron Gamecock. This is an incoming freshman.
The motor of Fulwiley and her desire to improve in every area. We saw the tweet from Magic Johnson. I think everyone's going to want to watch Fulwiley the rest of the season. And don't worry, we have South Carolina on our air a lot. Notre Dame quite a bit as well.
This comes Sunday
this coming Sunday, 1 o'clock on ABC against Maryland. Here's Fulwiley. Will fire from 3, can't hit, back iron. Hidalgo in there pushing pace for Notre Dame. Hannah Hidalgo lays it in. How about what we've seen from Hidalgo today?
Yeah, she's done a really nice job, and especially early on in the game where she just came out fearless, looking like she was ready to lead this Notre Dame team.
The putback is good. Sanaya Ja has given South Carolina some nice minutes off the bench as well as Hidalgo goes soaring into Ja. How about 20 points, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks, 6 of her boards offensive.
It's time for her to just sit there and dance. That's what she was doing. Oh, she stopped now. Yeah, this group's got to feel really good. Not only did they play exceptionally well here in this game, but played with one another, shared the basketball. Just really fun. Really fun way to play.
Yeah. This crowd has had a lot to ooh and ah about. Johnson shovels. Gets it back. Tessa Johnson gets fouled. Talked about Tessa Johnson as the Minnesota Gatorade Player of the Year. She led St. Michael's High School to its first state championship since 2009. Was a McDonald's All-American who won the three-point contest at the event.
It's just going to be exciting to see these stars. Paige Beckham's back at UConn.
Right, you get to see her Sunday, 3 Eastern on ABC. Caitlin Clark Thursday night on ESPN2. Fulwiley picks the pocket and lays it in. MiLaysia is never going to forget her collegiate debut in Paris. She's done it defensively. She's done it offensively. In transition, she has been dynamic.
Just a perfect pick and able to finish the other way. And it just felt like the game has come relatively easy for her today. You know, she hasn't really forced things. She's made the right decisions, passed when she should, scored when she should.
Long rebound. Ja gets it ahead. Fulwiley lays it in. 2 more. Dawn Staley did not want them taking that shot. Wanted them to just dribble it out as South Carolina hits the century mark. Hidalgo splashes the 3. 8/10 of a second on the clock. Dawn Staley immediately apologized to Niele Ivey. You could see kind of gesturing, hey, she wasn't supposed to lay that in. She was supposed to dribble it out. But Dawn Staley, Niele Ivey, a wonderful relationship. So don't have to worry about any carryover there. As South Carolina, so impressive in this season opener. The first ever NCAA game played in Paris, France. And the Gamecocks win it over Notre Dame.